On this week's episode of BJ in the Morning, we're putting fantasy and sci-fi movies head to head in the Tournament of Ages. Let's go.
Welcome to BJ in the Morning. I'm Juan.
And I'm Brendan.
And don't mind my voice because I'm losing it just a little.
Just a little.
I might do a little... I might do a little... You know what I mean?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might do a little, hey, let's go do this tournament.
I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, today we're doing another bracket tournament, but we don't have a board.
No.
So for those listening, you won't see this pop up on the screen, which is our digital bracket board that took us way too long to come up with.
Mm-hmm.
But we did it.
We did it.
We have it. And we're putting...
Successfully.
Yeah, we're putting movies together that kind of fit in that adventure category, action adventure, sometimes drama. So that's what we're doing today. Movies like... Should I read the list? Do you have the list? Do you want me to read the list?
Read it.
We have movies like Star Wars.
Star Wars.
District 9.
District 9.
Predator. Dune. Men in Black.
Men in Black.
The Hobbit. I almost said Pirates of the Caribbean, but that is not on the list. It's Planet of the Apes. Lord of the Rings.
King Kong.
Did I say Interstellar already?
No.
Oh, well, that's on the list. Star Trek.
Interstellar, Star Trek.
Alien.
Godzilla.
Mad Max.
Back to the Future.
And Cloverfield. So different franchises, different styles, different eras.
Yeah.
Some have been going on for, some would say too long. Some would say not long enough.
Yeah.
But we put them all into a bracket, randomly generated, and we're going to start breaking them down to see which one reigns supreme.
Yeah.
Out of these sci-fi.
It's the battle of the sci-fi movies.
Sci-fi fantasy movies.
That we randomly picked, by the way.
Random off the cuff, off the top of our heads.
Literally just started naming movies.
Boom, movie after movie after movie.
Now there's so many movies that we could probably add.
Yeah.
But then it would just be way too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, I'm really losing my voice. That's crazy.
Totally fine.
It's crazy.
It's going to be a fun episode for the listeners to, start now, tallying up every time Juan's voice cracks.
Yeah.
And then send us a text when you click the little link to send us a text.
Yeah, send us a text on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Yeah, do it. But Juan, let's jump right into this. With the first, what this thing says is a game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be the first game of the round.
Round 1.
King Kong versus Planet of the Apes.
Oof. The monkeys together.
The monkeys together.
The monkey versus the monkeys.
True.
Or the ape versus the apes.
Apes versus apes.
So King Kong has been around since what, like the 50s? The 40s?
So even before then, I have everything pulled up. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, King Kong is an American monster media franchise that consists of 13 films, as well as television shows, novels, comic books, video games, and whatever else. But the original King Kong film came out in 1933 on March 2nd.
Wow.
And it was a box office success, despite opening during the Great Depression.
Wow.
Yeah. 1933, King Kong's Konging up the screen.
And then Planet of the Apes originally, let me guess.
Okay.
1975.
You're wrong. So Planet of the Apes is based on loosely. I mean, it's based on the novel Planet of the Apes. It's a French novel, so I can't read the French title. That novel came out in 1963, and the first movie, the adaptation of the novel Planet of the Apes, 1968.
Wow.
Yeah. And that has spawned, I want to say, oh my gosh, there's so many movies.
So many.
So many movies on this list. I don't even see a number on here.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
There's at least 3 that we know of. 4.
There's the original series has like 1, 2. I'm just gonna read them. 1, 2, 4, 5 movies, and then there's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this one.
Oh shit!
And then there's one remake in the middle.
The Mark Wahlberg one.
Yeah, directed by Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
If you want to see monkeys jump, watch that movie.
Really high.
They jump. There's a lot of jumping. I remember seeing that movie as a kid and loving it, and now, not so much.
Not so much.
But I think if you look at Planet of the Apes as a whole, that Tim Burton movie is the worst thing that's happened to the franchise. And if that movie is the worst thing that's happened to the franchise, it's a pretty good franchise.
Yeah. But
also the new franchise we have going on right now with, Dawn, Rise, War, all those. Some of my favorite movies of all time.
Of all time.
They rank up there, man. Like,
whoa.
Like if I was really thinking of a franchise, like the Planet of the Apes movies, all the newer ones, they're really solid. So I'm going to go, my vote, mainly because the only King Kong movie I've seen is the Peter Jackson one. I'm going to go with Planet of the Apes.
Well, I love King Kong, but the originals are a box office success.
Yeah, and they were like instant like hits, right? And so they've become classics.
But are they good?
They're hard to watch now, but in the 30s, it's totally different.
I would rather watch a Planet of the Apes movie from the 60s than a King Kong movie
from the 30s.
From the 30s or even the 60s.
Yeah.
But I do love the newer King Kong movies. Skull Island.
Yeah. Never saw it.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Couldn't watch it.
But that's 2 movies that I like.
Yeah.
Of the whole franchise.
Right.
So I think I'm going to go Planet of the Apes as well.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see the new Planet of the Apes movie. I haven't seen it yet. But we're going to go ahead, and Planet of the Apes is moving on to round 2.
Round 2.
Bye, King Kong. You ain't the king no more.
Peace out, homie.
Let's go down to the bottom of the list here.
Okay.
So this would be our 8th seed.
Round 1 of the 8th seed.
And we're pitting together Cloverfield and Star Wars.
Star Wars.
So I think this should be pretty easy decision, right? The way that I want to look at it is the first Cloverfield movie has been in my top 10 favorite movies since it came out. Like it has not budged. It has been in the top 10 every single time I make a list of my top 10 favorite movies.
Yep.
The original Cloverfield.
Yep.
10 Cloverfield Lane has also been in my top 10 from time to time until I watch the movie entirely and get to the ending, and then it ruins the movie for me, you know? And it doesn't ruin the movie for me. It just like, eh. And then the Cloverfield Paradox, awful.
Horrible.
But I see what they're going for. The Paradox had some good moments. But then there's, 12 theatrical release Star Wars movies?
Yeah.
And how many of those do we not like? 3?
3 of them.
4?
3?
Yeah. So 3, right? So, Episode 1.
Love it.
It's good now.
Yeah, I love it.
There's really great parts and really awesome scenes.
People talk bad about the prequels, but they were good movies.
Episode 2, solid.
Love it.
Solid. Episode 3,
love it.
One of the best. 4, it's pretty good.
It's all right.
5,
love it.
6, pretty freaking good.
Pretty good.
Right?
Yeah.
7, pretty good.
Pretty good.
8,
horrible.
9,
ugh.
How about Solo?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
Yeah, Rogue One, masterpiece.
Amazing.
It's my favorite Star Wars movie of all time, honestly. But when it comes down to these two franchises, they're so different, so vastly different, and I think that makes this decision weird. But I'm not dying for another Cloverfield movie, but I'm like super pumped for the next Star Wars show, right? That comes out in like 2 days.
Yeah.
The Acolyte. I'm excited about it. The Mandalorian, great. Ahsoka, so good.
Mandalorian season 2.
So good.
Mandalorian season 2.5.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But also like Star Wars video games are sick. The music's awesome. Tell me what song you remember from Cloverfield. Exactly. But I feel bad not putting a vote in for Cloverfield, but I have to give it to Star Wars out of these two.
I agree.
We're in agreement here?
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
So Star Wars, moving on.
And there's also so many stories
Star
that
Wars
could
stories,
be like implemented and could be such a cool, live action version.
Yeah.
That if they do it well, they could succeed for sure.
Yeah.
Did you watch Clone Wars or no? Yeah, Clone Wars yet?
No. I watched Rebels.
You should watch Clone Wars.
Maybe someday. But let's move on to our next seed.
Okay.
This is the second seed, right?
Okay.
How this works? I don't know sports, dude. I'm making shit up as I go along. We're putting up Interstellar and Lord of the Rings.
What?
I will make one argument for this. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
I'm just trying to read it.
Oh, you're just confused on to what's going on here?
Yeah.
So yeah, Interstellar.
Oh,
Lord
it's
of
blocked by your mic stand.
Yeah.
That's why. All right.
When I looked up Interstellar on Google, the first thing Google said was suggested search, is Interstellar a good movie? Well, the first thing I looked up for Lord of the Rings was
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. So my short argument for this is it's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And Interstellar is fine.
Interstellar, in my opinion, is a great movie. I really like that movie. It wouldn't be in my top 10.
No, not at all.
But I really enjoy that movie. But Lord of the Rings.
It's Lord of the Rings.
Compared to Lord of the Rings, there is no argument.
At the moment, no. We don't know what's going to get paired up with it, but it's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Tell me, and we're specifically sticking with the original trilogy of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Not the spin-offs, not the movie or the other movies or TV shows, just the Lord of the Rings.
Right.
I don't have anything negative to say about the Lord of the Rings movies,
Yeah.
I don't have anything negative to say about the books.
Yeah.
Have I watched the extended versions? No.
I just did recently.
You just did for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've been told there's no going back.
There's not.
But you know what movie I don't want to see ever again, or I'm not dying to see ever again? Interstellar. So, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Moving on.
By the way, if you want to watch Lord of the Rings extended cut, I suggest maybe getting familiar with the original versions first and then watch the extended cut.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, but next on our list.
My voice is declining.
It's going
quickly.
fast, so we should probably... Oh, gosh. Almost threw my phone.
All right, what's next?
Next, another, I feel like this might be an easy one too, but it's Back to the Future up against District 9.
Oof.
Again, two totally different movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're not in the same vein. I mean, there's some humor in both.
Yeah.
But District 9 was one of those movies that came out of nowhere and like wowed everyone. I remember us seeing it in theaters, and I don't know if you were with me when I saw it in theaters. I feel like we would have been, for something like this.
Yeah.
But Neil Blomkamp directed it. One of his, I think it was his debut, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was the first one he directed. Produced by Peter Jackson. So we are already on the high of Lord of the Rings coming out. So this, you're like, oh, Peter Jackson's attached. But it all takes place in like South Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's about aliens coming down to Earth and basically just creating
being segregated pretty much.
Yeah. And then it's Back to the Future up against it. Classic. Time travel, incestual relationships. The good stuff.
The good stuff, yeah.
Christopher Lloyd. I wouldn't necessarily say it's his best role, but probably
his
top
most
3.
Iconic
Definitely.
role. Yeah.
Unless you think of like most other movies he's been into, right? But we're not talking about other people's movies. We're talking about Back to the Future.
One's hard for me because I love Back to the Future.
Yeah.
But District 9 was such an original idea, I feel like.
Yeah. And it was different, and it was wild, and it was kind of like, it was gory in a way that we weren't used to. It was like almost a foreign film for some people. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take place in America. Get over it. Like, everyone's got accents. Get over it. But it was a huge movie. Like, it was really big, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this movie anymore, but they still talk about Back to the Future. Mm-hmm. And I, being a fan of all 3 Back to the Futures, but specifically the third one, because I'm weird, I guess. I don't know why everyone hates on the third one. No duh. They go back to another time period, and oh boy, time travel.
Yeah.
But I mean, I personally love District 9, but I haven't thought about it in a long time. But I watch Back to the Future once a year. So, my vote's Back to the Future.
Yeah. I'm probably going to go with Back to the Future also.
Man, you're just such a low energy sounding right now.
I'm sorry, I can't help
any
it.
freaking clips out of this episode.
I don't feel low energy.
You just sound like hey Dollface. Hey Dollface, how you doing?
Maybe I should get some water.
Water. Do you want some of my drink? Some of my tea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would that help you? A little tea break?
Give me some of my BJ in the morning cup. It's all dusty.
There you go.
Let's see if it helps.
Hey, Arizona, we're still looking at you.
Better.
Yeah?
I think.
You think?
I don't know.
You know what's going to make things more difficult, though?
What?
When we talk about Star Trek versus The Hobbit. There's multiple reasons why this is going to be difficult. The first Hobbit movie is pretty good.
We just watched it.
The Hobbit is one of my favorite books of all time. And seeing it brought to live action like that was really awesome. Granted, those movies didn't need to be broken up as much as they were. But we got a lot of what was in the book on the screen. Star Trek, on the other hand, I've only seen J.J. Abrams movies. So that's where my knowledge lies with Star Trek.
But we're talking about a franchise, right?
As a franchise as a whole.
So let's break it down real quick.
Break it down.
You got your J.J. You got your J.J. Abrams movies.
Did you notice how I did it in a cough just for your voice?
Yeah,
I just want to make sure everyone got that reference. Okay, J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams. Decent.
Yeah. I liked them.
Yeah.
The first one I thought was really good.
Really good. Second one.
Yeah. The third one? Is there a third one?
I don't remember.
Star Trek 2, the Star Trek.
So then you have all your next generation movies.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Next Generation show.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect
Mm-hmm.
in my eyes. And you have all these other shows that are just so good.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get, which is going to be
Divisive.
controversial,
Yeah.
the original Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love it. A lot of people do. And a lot of people will be like, you're not a Star Trek fan.
You know what's the Star Trek?
What do you know about Star Trek if you don't know the original?
I mean, I don't know shit, you know?
So, they're not good. But, given
Its track record,
its track record,
and longevity,
longevity,
the fact that it's still making shows and movies.
and you have your diehard fans,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure the Hobbit has the same. But
I don't feel like it's based on the movies, though. It's based on the book and the original cartoon, like animated movies. And
are you talking about the fan base?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right. Like, it's not necessarily based on these movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge fan. I don't remember the animation house, but like the animated Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies
Mm-hmm.
from way back in the day. And then there was a video game based on that animation, so it had that whole style and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
it like was one of my favorite things because I'm playing my favorite book.
Mm-hmm.
And then these movies, I like them, but I just don't like them as much as I would like to. I
Mhm.
guess like I don't love them.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't stand on top of a hill shouting for the Hobbit movies
Mm-hmm.
like I would like Lord of the Rings or
Right.
Spider-Man, things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I just have to vote for Star Trek in this because of the facts. And the facts is The Hobbit's not that good.
And we boldly want to go where no one has gone before.
I'll boldly go.
I'm glad that you will boldly go with me
Yeah.
on this journey.
Yeah, but like I've only seen the J.J. Abrams movies.
Understood. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Just Star Trek wasn't my thing. I was a Star Wars kid.
I was both.
Yeah, it's okay, dude. If
Yeah.
you go both ways, it's fine.
Sometimes you got to be a switch hitter. You know what I mean?
And then sometimes you got to talk about the next movies on this list.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Mad Max
Uh-huh.
and Predator.
Ooh.
I already know what I'm voting for in this list.
Mm-hmm.
And it's solely based on one of these franchises. Actually, both of these franchises have one solid movie where it's like almost, it might be the best in the franchise, in my opinion, but also in a lot of people's opinions. The first Predator movie is solid.
Mm-hmm.
It is really good 80s action. You
It
know what I
holds
mean?
up for how old it is, too.
Yeah, and we still make jokes from that movie. We still talk about like Arnold and his glory,
Mm-hmm.
But like I have seen the first Mad Max movie once, and I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But then for both of these, you jump up a couple decades, and you get Fury Road,
Mm-hmm.
which honestly I watched 4 times in one day,
Really?
just with 4 different people because I wanted 4 different people to watch it that bad.
Wow.
And each time I watched it, I was like, "Yep, this is
Just-
so good."
Just as good.
Yeah. And then there's Prey on the Predator side.
Which is
One of
probably it's a work of art.
I think it's my favorite in the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave me faith in the Predator franchise again.
Yeah.
So Mad Max Fury Road. I haven't seen was it Furiosa?
It's not out yet.
It's not out yet. Yeah, we
Mm-mm.
have at the time we're recording this. Furiosa, we haven't seen it yet. But Fury Road is so freaking good. But Prey had me on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So my vote solely for Prey and Alien vs. Predator being kind of like one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen in my life in the best way. Dude, Predator tries to get with a human girl. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched that movie lately?
No.
No, me neither. But I kind of want to go back to it and just see what it was all about.
Yeah.
But solely for Prey, I'm gonna say Predators. Predators getting my vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Predator as well. I hate that we're agreeing on these.
I know. We need to argue some more, right? It'll happen. Hey, put that away.
Is that enough arguing for you?
Enough arguing for you.
What's next? We're still on round one,
We're
right?
still on round one, yeah. And we're 25 minutes in. But it's going to go quick after this.
It's going to be okay.
So, next on the list, we're hitting hard with extraterrestrials. Alien.
Extraterrestrials.
Alien. And Men in Black.
Oh.
So, we jumped right from Predators over to Alien.
Uh-huh.
Alien and Aliens might be some of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I traditionally liked Alien more than I liked Predator for the horror factor and less of the action, like I got big gun kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alien has probably scarred my mental well-being a little bit sometimes in dark spaces and hallways.
Yeah.
And it's because of those movies. But Men in Black, the first one, was one of those movies I watched over and over and over again as a kid. And
it's
I
your
loved
childhood.
it. Men in Black 2, still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I also like Men in Black 3.
I don't remember that one.
Will Smith goes back in time.
Wild Wild West?
No, that's Wild Wild West. Will Smith goes back in time, and the bad guy is Jermaine.
Right. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I even like that one. I think it's good. I never saw International. I knew it wasn't going to be good, and then look at that. It wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But not every movie in a franchise is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for this instance, for me,
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith can't win. And it's just because the Alien movies are so good. The first two Alien movies are so good.
Yeah.
Like classic movies. They knew what they were doing for horror, and I have to give my vote to Alien.
Mm. Also, you can't forget about Sigourney Weaver.
You never forget about Sigourney.
Never forget about her.
You never forget Sigourney.
Never.
Anytime she pops up in other movies, I'm like, get away from her, you bitch.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It's so hard. This one's hard. And I would love to see Men in Black move forward because it's so different. Like,
it is a different vibe.
Such a different style.
Yeah.
But I hate to agree with you again. But Alien
did something different, man. Like
Yeah.
for horror,
especially at the time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We never seen anything like that before.
Yeah. No.
Now you do.
And the visuals, like, they look dated, but they also hold up. Like,
But like, so now they have more horror.
yeah.
Alien movies like Life. Have you
Never
seen
saw it,
Life?
no.
Well, it's pretty similar
Mm-hmm.
to
The Alien vibe.
Alien.
Yeah. Have you ever played? I know you don't play video games, but have you ever seen Alien Isolation?
Mm-mm.
Just imagine you're on that ship, and the alien's coming after you, and you don't have any weapons,
Mm.
and you gotta hide.
Mm.
Also, if you put the mic on your head, and you make any noise, it hears you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So maybe we should play that sometime
We
on
should.
stream or something. But let's get to this last one in round one. Are you ready?
Yep.
I don't have a lot of horses in this race. That's a saying, right? Because it's Godzilla versus Dune.
Mm.
I've seen the original Dune. It's bad.
It's really
It's not
bad.
good.
It's really bad.
I remember the Matthew Broderick-led Godzilla Americanized version of Godzilla. Not
Really
good.
bad.
Not good.
Really bad.
I loved it as a kid, but I didn't know any better, you know?
Yeah, you're just watching for the big monster.
Yeah. I haven't seen any new Godzilla movies. Like, I watched... What was the one with Millie Bobby Brown and Heisenberg?
Yeah, that was
Godzilla?
Godzilla.
Like, yeah, like a newer one, right? It's
Yeah.
in the newer franchise. And then I don't know what was after that.
Godzilla, something monsters.
King of Monsters.
King of Monsters. King of the Monsters.
I think I saw that one, and then I haven't cared since.
And
But
then-
I want to watch Godzilla -1 because it's on Netflix now. It's streaming on Netflix.
Streaming on Netflix. Go watch now.
But like, I feel like I should have watched it before we did this podcast, because honestly, this is up to you.
It's up to me.
Yeah, this one's up to you.
Well,
Because I still have not gotten around to seeing the new Dune movies.
I've seen them both.
Mm-hmm.
First one drags. Second one really good.
Yeah.
Godzilla
Always on fire.
always.
Yeah.
Always. Even the shitty classics.
Yeah,
are
but those are fun for so many other
fun.
reasons. It's a guy
Yeah.
in a suit with a miniature city.
So, just the other day, you were like, I didn't realize how much you like Godzilla.
Yeah.
I love Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's up to me,
It's Godzilla.
I'm going Godzilla.
Godzilla for the win.
I have to.
You have to. But things are going to get a little tricky right now.
Do you have any more tea?
I got a little bit. You want to just finish it up?
Is it okay?
Yeah, dude. Here you go. Just a little tea break.
Thanks, dude.
A little tea break.
Would you like a spot of tea?
little tea break?
Would you like some biscuits with your tea?
Just a little tea break for you.
You feeling a little cheeky, are ya?
Sorry, I'm just restarting this recording while we're here.
It's okay.
While you're getting your tea break in.
My voice is rapidly declining.
So it's gonna get tougher from here. So drink up.
All right.
We're going for it. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start down here in the bottom tier.
Round 2.
Down here. So we are in round 2 now.
Round 2.
So we're heading to Back to the Future versus Star Wars, which is a pretty tough place to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to laugh that there are family members kissing in both of these.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I definitely can watch Back to the Future more often than I can watch most Star Wars movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only Star Wars movie I ever find myself putting on is either Empire or Rogue One, which is vastly different because it's like, hey, the Empire wins in this one, and the Rebels win in this one. But I can watch Rogue One weekly, daily.
Mm-hmm.
I can watch Back to the Future and Back to the Future Part 3 weekly. You know,
Daily.
I don't like the second one as much as the other two.
Really?
I think it's the one I've seen the least though, as well. So,
It's the one we quote the most.
probably,
It is.
yeah.
It's the one. Isn't that the one where he's like? Never mind.
You good?
When he's like old,
Uh-huh.
McFly.
No, that's in all three.
That's in the first one.
It's in all three. Yeah,
It's in all 3.
it's like a reoccurring joke. Because he does it at the beginning of the first one, and then he does it again to his dad.
But in the
when they're
second
younger.
one is the one where he's like, "Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?" Or is that the first one?
I think that.
I don't remember.
Um,
For that reason, I vote Star Wars.
I think Star Wars has more going on for it than Back to the Future. Not in the sense of like it being better or worse, but with all the shows and everything like that.
It's just more quality
There's more quality
and
quantity.
quantity.
I was like, how do I make this work? But that works. So, we thought this was gonna be hard, but Star Wars is winning this round and moving on. Sorry, Back to the Future.
Sorry.
Christopher Lloyd, we know you're listening. You're a fan of the show.
Yeah.
I couldn't get through it.
Should
But
put the picture of us with them right here.
right here, I probably will forget. Next up, two long titles: Planet of the Apes and Lord of the Rings. This is a tough one. This is very tough because I love both franchises very much. As I said, I'm a huge fan of the newest versions of the Planet of the Apes movies. I've only seen the originals once, and I definitely need to watch them again. I think it's time.
You've seen what once?
The original Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh, okay.
From the 60s, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings, I've seen everything multiple times. You know? The original animated movies and the new ones. But I have not seen extended. So.
It's time.
I think it's time. I know it's time. I need to watch the extended version.
It is time.
But I'm thinking about this from my own personal standing. That I used to have a little sword, a little poncho cape type thing, and a fake plastic ring, and I used to pretend I was Frodo as a kid. I never pretended to be a monkey or an ape. So just for nostalgic purposes, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't pretend I was like an ape running for re-election, you know, like keeping humans in cages and stuff.
Right.
But like the Lord of the Rings, I've read all the books and all that stuff too. So it's like I kind of have to give it to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I think it's just easier said and done.
Well,
you're going to give it to Lord of the Rings no matter what.
No matter what.
Like,
I just watched them.
Yeah.
Within like a 16-hour period.
Yeah.
All three of them. Extended cuts. It's Lord of the Rings, hands down.
When are you going to get on the Hobbit extended cuts?
I just watched the first one yesterday.
It's pretty good. The first one, it's only downhill from there.
Smaug. I love the desolation of Smaug because I love thinking of Benedict Cumberbatch just being like
when you've seen the video.
Yeah,
Smaug.
So that's what I imagine every time. Smaug.
Let's jump in this next one. This one's also going to be easy for me, but I think this is where it's going to be a little tricky, and it's Godzilla versus Predator.
Jesus.
Again, I haven't seen enough Godzilla movies. I've heard -1 is incredible. I have not seen it. Prey still beats out every Godzilla movie I've ever seen. That's it. That's it for me. That movie is so good. It's so much better than the Godzilla movies that have come out in the last 10 years. But I have not seen -1. Have you seen -1? No. So, like, I don't know. But the images of Godzilla in my head will forever be the Matthew Broderick one. And it ruins Godzilla for me. So I'm personally going with Predator.
I want to go Godzilla.
Yeah.
But then you bring up Prey.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
It's so good.
And then let's think of it this way. As a whole, Predator has a handful of decent movies.
Yeah.
Godzilla, I've always loved Godzilla, but it wasn't until more recently that I really, really loved Godzilla. I don't know.
So I'm gonna put it like this.
Give it to me.
If we're a voice for the people, Godzilla was not hugely known or liked outside of Japan until the 2000s, right? With the piece of crap Matthew Broderick led Godzilla movie that was just the Lost World Jurassic Park movie, but in New York, right?
Yeah.
If you really think about it, for the most kind of. But like people in America, I really don't think like as a whole, as broad audiences, did not know Godzilla. Really, right? I could tell you that a lot of people, if you were like, oh, Godzilla, they're picturing Reptar from Rugrats. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if you say the Predator,
Let's go watch -1 and then come back.
And then come back. Yeah.
Mhm.
We should have done that.
I didn't know it was on Netflix till literally
right when we hit
minutes
record.
before the podcast. All
Um,
right.
so if we have to revise this,
Let's just go Predator.
begrudgingly.
Let's go Predator.
Yeah, we're cheering for Predators.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait.
Wait,
Hey,
wait,
hey,
whoa.
hey,
The Predator movies, man. But let's keep it in the space genre with
Okay.
Star Trek and Alien. That's this next round. This is the roundup for right now. I think it's an easy one for me. Again, Aliens, just so good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of Star Trek.
Yeah.
I don't want to bang the aliens in Alien, but people want to bang all the aliens in Star Trek.
Not all of them.
Most of them,
Some of them.
more than the ones in Alien. But I want to point out for me, and I know Star Trek does a lot of it too, practical effects. Star Trek has a lot of practical effects, and I know I've seen Star Trek, like I've seen pictures and clips and whatever it is, right? In all the originals, most of the people's makeup was just a little prosthetic here, a little prosthetic there. But Alien had dudes in suits, like big, huge suits, just drenched, right?
Yeah.
And like, it's so scary because it's this skeletal, huge noggin, acid blood, like little, and the face huggers and the chest bursters. And just think of that scene where they flip the dude on the table and it just pops out his chest.
Hello,
and
my
starts,
baby.
Okay.
Hello, my darling.
Also, love that Spaceballs got. Is it John Hurt, right? They got John Hurt to come back for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my thing, right?
Hello, my ragtime gal.
They didn't tell anyone what was going to happen in that scene.
Really?
So when it popped out of his chest, no one knew that was going to happen.
Really?
So the reactions of everybody on the set was real.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's my vote. Is
You're talking
Alien
about Spaceballs?
Alien?
Oh, an alien.
An Alien.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
It's just terrifying, and just the quivering lip of the xenomorph.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, to save time
And your voice.
and my voice, I'm gonna agree.
You don't want to, though.
No,
Why not?
because I love Star Trek.
Yeah.
And the Next Generation, the series, in MO, my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
is a masterpiece. Is phenomenal. A lot of people will not agree, but I've seen it like 6 times.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to make it so. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's from the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the show.
Mm.
Make it so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my voice is going crazy. All right. Alien.
I'm sorry you have to agree with me just because of your voice, but
It's okay.
and that puts us in the semifinals.
Semifinals.
First,
What do we got?
First up, it's Lord of the Rings and Alien.
Mm.
Second up is Predator and Star Wars.
Gee.
So the first matchup is Lord of the Rings and Alien.
Mm.
As much as I love Alien and everything about Alien and Aliens and Sigourney Weaver and the practical effects and everything, Lord of the Rings set a precedent, set the bar high for not only what you can do with a camera, what you can do with having people in physical locations, what you can do with tricks and yes, there's CG and there's a lot of CG, but it's not all CG, and there's miniatures, and I don't know, Lord of the Rings did so many amazing things that would only that were only possible because Alien. You know what I mean?
And all the orcs
Yeah.
were practical.
Yeah,
Practical effect.
all of it. Alien set them up for that in the long run, right? Like when a movie comes along and pushes the boundaries, it's setting up the next great thing, right? So Alien did all these amazing things. The confined spaces, the closed corridors, darkness, shadow. But Lord of the Rings took all these things of practical effects, not only from Alien, of course, but from a million other movies, and soared. So it's, for me, like, no matter what I say about Alien, it's Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. I agree.
Juan agrees, everyone.
I agree. Lord of the Rings. Amazing. Amazing.
Do you have anything to add?
No.
No?
No. No, I don't.
Well, how about Predator
Do
vs.
you
Star
have
Wars?
anything to add, Robin? Have you seen that? I'll show you later.
Okay. You won't, because we never show each other
I'm going to show you.
Predator and Star Wars. It's
Hello,
tough.
my baby. Hello, my darling.
Predator is very good, and I would easily pick Prey over most Star Wars movies. But there's something about the scale, about the color, the music, the actors, the locations,
The practical effects.
in Star Wars.
The little miniatures.
In Star Wars?
Yeah, he does the
Yeah.
miniatures and he
In
does
some of
like
them.
the little shots and he goes a wing and a wah.
Prey is so good for its it feels contained in this one location, in the plains of America, and it's basically just one girl taking on a predator, right?
Well, even all the Predator movies.
Right. It's usually one person, right? But this is set way back in the wilds, right? There's no firearms except for what the predator brings, and she fends them off with a bow and arrow. And a hatchet.
Yeah.
And it's so sick.
Yeah.
It's like what the Revenant should have been. Just picture the Revenant, just Leo up against a bear,
Yeah.
1v1
With the bow.
with a bow and a hatchet. But Star Wars has like given me so much more entertainment as a whole than Predator.
Yeah.
I like the Predator movies. I like Alien vs Predator. For what it is, it's wild and crazy and wacky.
Yeah.
But Star Wars, man, like, it's Star Wars. Do we have any Predator toys on our shelf?
Nope.
No. Do we have Star Wars
Maybe.
somewhere? Yeah, dude, freaking
Yeah, play.
Grogu, dude.
Grogu. The Death Star's
The Death
not
Star
lit. I
that
keep
we
forgetting.
never plug in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
Star
Star
Wars
Wars takes this.
And
And
look at my tattoo.
oh, I got
And you got a tattoo.
tattoo. And then it brings us to the final decision, which is
I'm just going to say right
just
now.
what if we pulled The Sopranos and just cut it right?
Which is.
But it's Lord of the Rings versus Star Wars.
Unfortunately, I came to this realization recently. And I've said this to people recently. When I say recently, I say within the last year and a half to 2 years. Okay. I love Lord of the Rings more than Star Wars. And the reason for that is I am a bigger fan of the mystical, magical, like fantasy world than the space world.
I think I see where you're coming from. Because I agree. And I can think of this in a way that might not make sense to you whatsoever, but it might make sense to someone out there. Bethesda, they make video games, right? They make Fallout, they make like Elder Scrolls, and things like that, right? So Fallout is nuked, right? You know Fallout, you understand Fallout.
Yeah.
Skyrim, high fantasy, medieval, dragons, all that kind of stuff. And then they went off and made a game called Starfield, which is you're on a spaceship traveling planets. You know which game I wanted to play more? Fucking Skyrim that came out in 2010. Starfield came out last year, and I was so bored. I was like, I'm done with this. I don't care. Like,
yeah,
I don't care about the future. I care about the past and like the fantasy, the magic, right?
Yeah.
With that being said, Star Wars is something different, right? We love Star Wars. There are things about Star Wars that are always going to stick with us, right? Seeing the movies for the first time, going to see the shitty sequel trilogy in theaters together, right? Seeing all those kind of movies together, the memories of Star Wars are far greater than the memories of Lord of the Rings for the aspect of camaraderie with your friends. I don't think I've ever watched Lord of the Rings with a friend. You know what I mean? Like maybe Artie.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I've never watched Lord of the Rings with someone or a group of someone's. But dude, on Star Wars days where you're like, we need to watch Star Wars, you can get a group of people together and watch freaking Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like Lord of the Rings, you got to shut up and watch the movie.
And watch
you
it.
know?
Pay attention.
But Star Wars, you can have fun. You can throw it on in the background. If I'm going to put on Lord of the Rings, though, I'm sitting down. I'm watching it. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not doing chores, nothing. But Star Wars has that look and that feel, the vibe, it's like kind of lighthearted, but also dealing with a lot of dark everything. Right? It's a little darkness, a little bit of light. Star Wars. Whereas most of Lord of the Rings is dark, right? You think the bad guy is going to win the entire time in Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a fucking little hobbit dude taking a ring to a volcano. And you're like, there's no way.
Where are your shoes, sir?
There's no way.
Yeah.
But
potatoes.
But that's my thing. And I know I haven't really said what my decision is. But for us coming up with the franchise for us, right? Like the one that we are like, yep, gung-ho about. Based on not just the movies, but everything else that comes with it.
Yeah.
At this moment in time, what is today's date? June 2nd, 2024. I personally will say I would rather watch Lord of the Rings than Star Wars most days. But right now, as a whole, franchise-wise, I'm picking Star Wars.
And what I have to say is...
On this day, June 2nd.
On this day, June 2nd, 2025. If you watch Lord of the Rings, you do have to pay attention. And if there's anything you don't understand, you're going to completely miss something else. You know what I mean? The names are hard to remember.
They're all Elven or Dwarven or
yeah. You know, the names are hard. Some of them sound similar. The lingo they use is different. Which is all the aspects that I love. But
Star Wars got Yoda and Yaddle.
But watching Lord of the Rings for the first time, I felt like my first time watching it, I was lost. Until I watch it again. And again. And again. And again. And again.
Yeah.
And
again.
One more time. Again. Jesus.
We're almost there, bud.
So,
hold on a little longer, dog.
I'm tired, boss.
Let's do damn, baby.
I'm tired, boss. So with that said, I'm gonna vote Star Wars, mainly because it's more exciting right off the bat from a non-biased viewer.
Yeah, and it's more accessible. You know what I mean? It's more for everyone. Like, you can find things you like in both, of course. But I think more people will find things that they can agree with and get along with and pay attention to in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right? There's something for the youngest person in your family and the oldest person in your family, right? So, there it is, folks.
Drum roll, please.
Well, I think we said it already. But Star Wars is taking the dub.
Star Wars is taking the cake?
The dub.
The dub.
Star Wars wins.
The dub.
Congrats, Star Wars.
Congratulations.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
You did it. You did it. Congrats. I don't... do we say anything else? No? I thought my computer froze.
I thought so too. I was like, what?
Right at the end? Wild. It's just telling us to get our shit together. But that is it. We're saying Star Wars for the win. Star Wars is probably the most accessible franchise that we talked about today. It's not rated R anywhere.
And
even
it's fun.
It's only PG-13 because there's like explosions and stuff.
Yeah.
There's no real blood. Like some here or there, but there's no real blood.
Yeah.
There's cool costumes and colors, and every lightsaber is different color. Every laser that comes out of a ship or a blaster is different colors. Like,
and you got the Force.
And the Force.
May the Force be with you.
I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Is that how it is?
And also with you.
And also with you. But yeah, dude. Star Wars is great.
Yeah.
Granted, there are definitely times where I'm just like, I don't want to watch Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't want to watch any of the movies. I'll put on Rogue One.
Right.
But like I said, the video games are so good. The shows are so good. There's no like Lord of the Rings land at any amusement parks.
Yeah.
But I've heard Star Wars was a Galaxy's Edge. It's pretty friggin' sick.
I heard that too.
I've never been.
Me either.
If you want to donate to our event, send Brendan and Juan to Galaxy's Edge.
Please.
But you've heard it here, live and in person. Well, not live, but like with us. That's BJ in the Morning's all-time recommendation for sci-fi and sanity movies. Sci-fi fantasy. Sanity.
Safanity.
Safanity. That sounds weird too. But Star Wars. But also close second, Lord of the Rings. And a close second, watch Prey.
Watch it.
And then we'll go watch Godzilla -1.
Right now.
Right now, but only if you like and subscribe on YouTube at
BJ in the Morning podcast.
Or follow us on any social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok. That's it. Instagram,
at BJ
TikTok.
at BJ in the Morning _
for TikTok and Instagram.
Right.
And just make sure you leave a review. That helps the podcast grow.
Yeah.
Helps more people find us.
Yeah.
And that would be really awesome. But until next time, we're going to go watch probably all the Lord of the Rings movies and Godzilla -1. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Juan.
And we
will
talk to you
next time after my hot cup of tea.
Yeah, you need it.
I need
you
one.
You need it.
Real bad.
No, I wasn't going to say this earlier, but you sound like shit.
I'm sorry.
You sound horrible.
I'm sorry. Can you end the podcast so you can stop talking shit about me in front of everybody?